Hey everyone, welcome back to Powerful Stoic Habits. Have you ever wondered how to make someone not just think about you, but actually beg for your attention? Like they're sitting there, unable to focus on anything else, as if every thought they have circles back to you. And every little reminder of you makes them crave your presence even more. Like they're counting the minutes until your next call, and every moment without you is a mix of anticipation and longing. What if I told you that this isn't just a fantasy, it's something you can absolutely achieve? Yes, my Stoic friends, today we're diving deep into a compelling strategy that's all about mastering the art of strategic withdrawal, stepping back just enough to let others realize exactly what they're missing when you're not around. And yes, I am talking about Stoicism, a philosophy so powerful that it can make your absence more impactful than your presence. And my friends, this isn't about playing games. It's about cultivating a profound appreciation of your intrinsic worth and allowing that realization to echo loudly in your absence. Imagine them thinking about you non-stop, not just because they miss you, but because they're drawn to the undeniable value you bring into their life. Stick with me, and we'll uncover the Stoic secrets to becoming that unforgettable presence that lingers in their minds long after you've stepped away. As Seneca said, to make them miss you, you must give them the gift of your absence. Now, think about that for a moment. What does it really mean to give someone the gift of your absence? Imagine the impact of stepping back just enough for them to feel your absence, to sense the void where your presence used to be. It's in that space, that silence, that your value is amplified. They start to realize just how much your presence shaped their thoughts, their days, even their emotions. Suddenly, they're thinking about you more than ever before, longing for the return of the energy only you bring. But before we dive in, I've got a challenge that will set the tone for what's about to unfold. If you're ready to step into your power and let your silence echo louder than any words, drop a comment below with the phrase, "Calm is my superpower." This isn't just a statement, it's a declaration of your strength, your resolve, and your commitment to becoming unforgettable. It's time to show the world and yourself that you're not just stepping back. You're stepping up in a way that will make them feel your absence like never before. Let's see how many of you are ready to embrace this powerful shift and make your presence undeniable, even when you're not there. Let's take a moment to think about something interesting. Have you ever wondered why some people can't seem to stop thinking about someone, even when that person isn't around? What is it that keeps them on your mind, constantly resurfacing in your thoughts, making you replay conversations and moments over and over? It's not just luck or coincidence, it's a carefully cultivated set of skills and principles that make them unforgettable. And here's the kicker. You can learn to harness these same skills to make someone think about you non-stop. You see, the mind is a powerful thing. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. It's wired to focus on what's significant, what stands out, and what's left unresolved. When someone leaves an impression that's deep, meaningful, and just a bit mysterious, our brains can't help but keep returning to it, trying to decode and understand it. This is why strategic withdrawal, knowing when to step back and create space, can be so effective. It's like planting a seed in someone's mind that grows in your absence, taking root and blossoming into a constant presence in their thoughts. But it's not just about stepping back and waiting. It's about how you occupy their thoughts, even when you're not there. It's about leaving behind subtle cues, unforgettable moments, and emotional imprints that linger long after you've gone. Imagine being able to craft interactions that are so impactful, so charged with meaning, that they stay with someone, echoing in their mind at unexpected moments. That's the power of mastering these skills. Skills rooted in Stoic philosophy, in understanding human psychology, and in knowing how to navigate the complex dynamics of relationships. So, as we dive deeper into these 10 skills today, keep this question in mind. What are you doing to make yourself unforgettable? Because, as we'll explore, it's not just about being present in their life, it's about being present in their thoughts, in a way that feels natural, yet irresistible. By the end of this video, you'll have the tools to ensure that when you're not around, they're thinking about you more than ever, wondering what you're doing, what you're thinking, and when they'll see you next. Let's get started on this journey of making yourself unforgettable, not just in the moment, but in their minds, long after you've stepped away. Let's go. 1. Self-control, the power of calm. So folks, let us dive into the first skill that will make them think about you. Non-stop is self-control. Now, I know what you're thinking. Self-control, really? That sounds a bit dull. But stick with me here, because mastering self-control is like becoming a Jedi master in the game of life. You see, when you have self-control, you're not just reacting to the world, you're shaping it. And trust me, nothing makes people think about you more than when you're the one person who remains calm, composed, and in control, no matter what's happening around you. As Seneca said, you have power over your anger. If you choose to control it, it will serve you. This Stoic wisdom is the essence of self-control. Imagine you're in a heated argument, emotions are flying all over the place, and the other person is expecting you to lose your cool. But instead of reacting, you take a deep breath, stay calm, and respond with a level head. That moment, my friends, is pure gold. It's the kind of thing that sticks in their mind because it's unexpected and it's powerful. You've shown them that you're not just another person caught in the storm. You're the eye of the storm, calm and unshaken. Let's be real. People are naturally drawn to those who can keep their cool. Think about it. When was the last time you were impressed by someone losing their temper or spiraling out of control? Probably never. But the person who stays calm, who doesn't let external chaos disturb their inner peace, that's the person you remember. That's the person who makes you think, wow, how do they do that? And that's exactly what we want here, to become so memorable in our calmness that they can't stop thinking about you. Imagine this scenario. You're at a work meeting and things are getting tense. Deadlines are looming and everyone is on edge. But there you are, sitting calmly, offering solutions, and not letting the stress get to you. Your colleagues notice. They start thinking about how you manage to stay composed, and suddenly you're not just another face in the crowd. You're the person they think about when they need advice or when they're facing their own challenges. That's the power of self-control. It makes you memorable, it makes you influential, and most importantly, it makes them think about you long after the moment has passed. Now, let's add a bit of humor because, let's face it, life's too short to be serious all the time. Have you ever tried to stay calm when your favorite sports team is losing? Yeah, that's a true test of self-control. But seriously, in all aspects of life, whether it's handling stress at work, managing conflicts in relationships, or even staying patient in traffic, your ability to maintain self-control sets you apart. It's like having a superpower that others don't, and that's what makes you unforgettable. He who is not a slave to his emotions is the master of his life. This quote hits home because when you master your emotions, you master your interactions. And when you master your interactions, you leave a lasting impression on those around you. People will think about you because they admire your strength, your calmness, and your ability to stay grounded no matter what. So, here's a little challenge for you next time you find yourself in a situation that tests your self-control. Take a deep breath, stay calm, and observe how others react. I guarantee you'll notice them thinking about you differently, in a way that's respectful, admiring, and yes, a little bit awed. Remember, self-control isn't about suppressing your emotions. It's about channeling them in a way that empowers you. By mastering this skill, you're not just becoming someone who's thought of, you're becoming someone who's remembered, someone who's respected, and someone who leaves a lasting impact. So, go out there, folks, and let your calm, controlled self be the reason they think about you non-stop. And hey, if you're ready to start mastering self-control and make an unforgettable impression, drop a comment below with the words, "Calm is my superpower." Let's see who's ready to harness the power of calmness and take that first step toward becoming truly unforgettable. 2. Rational decision-making, the key to being unforgettable. So folks, let's move on to our second skill that will make them think about you non-stop, is rational decision-making. Now, I know this might sound a bit like we're stepping into the realm of robots and spreadsheets, but stick with me. Rational decision-making isn't just about cold logic. It's about making thoughtful, impactful choices that others can't help but notice and admire. It's the kind of skill that makes people see you as a rock in the stormy seas of life, steady, reliable, and someone they'll keep thinking about long after the conversation ends. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This quote perfectly encapsulates the essence of rational decision-making. When you think clearly, you decide clearly, and those decisions have a ripple effect on the people around you. Imagine you're in a situation where everyone is rushing to make a decision. Maybe it's a big project at work, a family emergency, or even something as simple as choosing a place to eat when everyone is hungry plus angry. Most people might rush, act on impulse, or go with the crowd. But not you. You take a moment to consider the options, weigh the pros and cons, and think about the long-term impact. Your decision isn't just a shot in the dark. It's a calculated move that shows you're not just thinking about the now, you're thinking about the future. And when people see you making smart, thoughtful decisions, they notice. They start to see you as someone they can rely on, someone whose judgment they trust. And trust me, folks, that's the kind of impression that sticks with people. They'll find themselves thinking, "I wonder what they would do in this situation." And just like that, you're on their mind. Let's lighten things up a bit. Imagine you're out with friends trying to decide where to eat. Everyone's tossing out ideas, but no one can agree. You step in with a suggestion that takes everyone's preferences into account, and boom, decision made. Everyone's happy. Suddenly, you're not just another friend in the group, you're the one who made the night enjoyable. It sounds simple, but it's the small, rational decisions that make a big impact. And here's the thing. Rational decision-making isn't just about what you do in big, important moments. It's also about the little choices that add up over time. Whether it's how you spend your time, how you manage your finances, or even how you approach relationships, being someone who consistently makes well-thought-out decisions is rare and valuable. It's the kind of thing that makes people keep coming back to you for advice, guidance, and yes, just to be around you because you've got that calm, clear-headed vibe that's hard to find. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. This wisdom reminds us that it's not enough to talk about making good decisions. It's about living them. When you make rational decisions, you're not just benefiting yourself, you're setting an example for others. You become someone they admire, someone they think about when they're faced with tough choices. Your ability to remain rational under pressure makes you memorable because you're the calm in the chaos, the logic in the madness. So, here's a little challenge for you. Next time you're faced with a decision, big or small, take a moment to think it through. Consider the impact, not just on yourself, but on those around you. Notice how people react when you choose wisely, and observe how it changes the way they see you. You'll start to notice that they're thinking about you more, not just for your decisions, but for the clarity and confidence you bring into their lives. And hey, if you're ready to start mastering rational decision-making and make an unforgettable impression, drop a comment below with the words, "I choose wisely." Let's see who's ready to take control of their choices and become the person everyone turns to when they need clear, rational thinking. 3. Resilience in adversity, the strength that leaves a lasting impression. So folks, let us discuss the third skill that will make them think about you non-stop, is resilience in adversity. Now, resilience might sound like one of those words you hear tossed around a lot, but what does it really mean? And more importantly, how can it make you unforgettable? Well, buckle up, because we're about to dive into how bouncing back from life's challenges with grace and strength can make you the person they can't stop thinking about. A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Seneca. This piece of Stoic wisdom cuts right to the heart of resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, and how you handle the downs says a lot about who you are. Imagine this. You're facing a tough situation. Maybe you've just lost a job, gone through a breakup, or hit a major setback in a personal project. Most people would get stuck in the mud, letting the weight of the situation drag them down. But not you. You take a deep breath, pick yourself up, and start moving forward, even if it's just one small step at a time. That, my friends, is resilience. It's not about avoiding the hardships, it's about how you rise after being knocked down. And here's the kicker. When people see you bounce back from adversity, they remember it. They can't help but think, how do they do it? Your strength becomes a point of admiration, something they reflect on long after the moment has passed. Let's inject a little humor here. Have you ever seen one of those inflatable punching bags that bounce right back up no matter how hard you hit them? That's resilience in a nutshell. Life might knock you down, but you just keep popping back up, and eventually people start to wonder what you're made of. Spoiler alert, it's grit, determination, and a bit of that Stoic wisdom we love so much. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Marcus Aurelius. This quote reminds us that obstacles aren't just roadblocks, they're opportunities for growth. When you face adversity head-on, you're not just surviving, you're thriving. You're turning challenges into stepping stones. And trust me, folks, that kind of attitude is magnetic. It draws people in, makes them think about you in moments of their own struggle, and they find themselves wondering, what would they do in this situation? Imagine this scenario. You're in the middle of a tough project at work. Everything that could go wrong does. Your team is frustrated, the deadline is looming, and the stress is palpable. But instead of crumbling under the pressure, you approach the situation with calm resilience. You take the lead, Find solutions and keep the morale high. When the dust settles, it's your resilience that stands out. Your colleagues remember how you handled the adversity, and that memory lingers, making them think of you not just as a co-worker, but as a leader, someone who can be counted on when the going gets tough. Resilience isn't just about surviving tough times. It's about showing others that adversity doesn't define you. It refines you. It's about becoming stronger, wiser, and more determined with each challenge you face. And this, my friends, is what makes you truly unforgettable. People don't just remember those who succeed. They remember those who succeed despite the odds. So, here's a little challenge for you. Next time life throws a curveball your way, embrace it. Show resilience not just for yourself, but for those around you. Let them see that no matter how tough the situation, you're tougher. And notice how they start thinking about you, not just as someone who's been through hard times, but as someone who thrives in them. And hey, if you're ready to start mastering resilience in adversity and make an unforgettable impression, drop a comment below with the words, "I rise stronger." Let's see who's ready to turn life's challenges into their greatest strengths and become the person everyone thinks about when they need a little inspiration. 4. Mindful presence. The power of being fully there. So folks, let us dive into our fourth skill that will make them think about you non-stop is mindful presence. Now, I know in today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get caught up in distractions, but here's the thing. When you're truly present with someone, it's like giving them a gift that's more valuable than gold. Mindful presence isn't just about being physically there. It's about being mentally and emotionally engaged. And trust me, that's something people don't forget easily. When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love. Marcus Aurelius. This quote reminds us of the beauty of each moment. Imagine you're having conversation with someone, and instead of half listening while checking your phone, you're fully engaged. You're not just hearing their words, you're truly understanding them. You're making eye contact, nodding and responding thoughtfully. This kind of presence is rare, and it's what makes people feel truly seen and valued. Let's add a bit of humor here. Think about the last time you were in a conversation and the other person was clearly not paying attention. You probably felt like talking to a wall. But when someone gives you their full attention, it feels amazing, right? That's the feeling you want to leave with others. When you're fully present, you make a lasting impact because they'll remember how you made them feel, and that's powerful. As one of my friends hit the home, the ability to be in the present moment is a major component of mental wellness. By being mindfully present, you're not only enhancing your own well-being, but you're also creating deeper connections with others. They'll think about you long after the interaction because you made them feel important, understood, and appreciated. So, here's a little challenge. Next time you're with someone, put away the distractions and give them your full attention. Notice how it changes the dynamic and how they respond. If you're ready to master mindful presence and make an unforgettable impression, drop a comment below with the words, "I'm fully here." Let's see who's ready to be that rare, fully present person in a world full of distractions. 5. Emotional regulation. The secret to staying on their mind. So folks, let us discuss the fifth skill that will make them think about you non-stop, is emotional regulation. Now, don't let the term scare you off. It's not about bottling up your feelings like a soda can about to explode. Emotional regulation is all about managing your emotions in a way that enhances your interactions and leaves a lasting, positive impression on others. Think of it as being the thermostat in the room. Not too hot, not too cold, but just right, regardless of what's happening around you. He who controls his emotions controls his life. This quote nails it because, let's be honest, we've all been in situations where emotions run high, and it's easy to let them take over. But imagine this: you're in a heated discussion, and instead of letting frustration or anger drive your response, you take a deep breath, stay calm, and respond thoughtfully. Suddenly, you're not just participating in the conversation, you're controlling its direction. People will remember that. They'll think about how you handled yourself with such poise, and that's the kind of thing that sticks in their mind long after the moment has passed. Emotional regulation doesn't mean you become a robot. It means you're in charge of how you express yourself, whether it's staying composed during a stressful meeting or maintaining a positive attitude when things don't go your way. How you manage your emotions defines how others see you. And trust me, folks, being the person who can stay cool under pressure is a rare and valuable trait that people remember. So, here's a little challenge for you. Next time you feel your emotions bubbling up, try to regulate them. Take a moment, breathe, and then respond. Notice how others react when you do, and see how it changes the way they think about you. And if you're ready to start mastering emotional regulation and make an unforgettable impression, drop a comment below with the words, "Calm is my choice." Let's see who's ready to harness the power of their emotions and use it to make themselves truly unforgettable. 6. Virtuous living, the foundation of being unforgettable. So folks, let us discuss the sixth skill that will make them think about you non-stop is virtuous living. Now, I know virtue might sound like something straight out of an ancient philosophy class, but hang with me here. Virtuous living isn't just about being a goody two-shoes. It's about living in a way that aligns with your highest values, making you someone others respect, admire, and yes, can't stop thinking about. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. Marcus Aurelius. This quote nails it. Virtuous living isn't about talking the talk, it's about walking the walk. Imagine you're in a situation where cutting corners could get you ahead. Most people might take the easy route, but not you. You stick to your principles even when it's tough, and guess what? People notice. They might not say it out loud, but they're thinking, wow, that takes guts. That's the kind of impression that sticks in someone's mind long after the moment has passed. Living with integrity and honor, especially when no one's watching, creates a ripple effect. It's like planting seeds in the minds of those around you. Seeds of trust, respect, and admiration. And those seeds grow, turning into thoughts that pop up whenever your name is mentioned. That person does what's right, no matter what, they'll say. And trust me, that's the kind of reputation that makes you unforgettable. So here's a little challenge for you. Next time you're faced with a choice between what's easy and what's right, choose virtue. Notice how it feels to live in alignment with your values, and pay attention to how others react. You'll find that virtuous living doesn't just make you feel good, it makes you someone they can't stop thinking about. And hey, if you're ready to embrace virtuous living and make a lasting impression, drop a comment below with the words, "I choose virtue." Let's see who's ready to live with integrity and become truly unforgettable. 7. Acceptance of what is, embracing reality with grace. So folks, let's dive into our seventh skill that will make them think about you non-stop, is acceptance of what is. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Acceptance? Does that mean just sitting back and letting life happen to me? Not at all. Acceptance in the Stoic sense is about recognizing reality for what it is, not what you wish it to be. It's about embracing the present moment, no matter how challenging, and finding peace within it. And let me tell you, there's nothing more memorable than someone who faces life's ups and downs with grace and resilience. The obstacle is the way. Marcus Aurelius. This quote is a perfect reminder that sometimes the very challenge we face are the path forward. Imagine you're in a situation where things aren't going your way. Maybe a project at work hits a snag, or a relationship isn't turning out as you hoped. Most people might panic or fight against the situation, but not you. You calmly assess the reality, accept what you can't change, and focus on what you can control. This kind of composure is magnetic. People start to notice your ability to stay calm and focused, and they can't help but think about how you manage to keep such a level head. Now, here's where the humor comes in. Have you ever tried to control the weather? Yeah, me neither. It's one of those things we just have to accept, right? The same goes for so many aspects of life. By accepting what is, rather than fighting against it, you free up your energy to focus on what truly matters, your response, your actions, and your peace of mind. He who has a why to live can bear almost any how. Friedrich Nietzsche. When you accept what is, you become stronger, more resilient, and more admirable. People will remember you as someone who doesn't waste energy on resisting reality, but instead focuses on making the best of every situation. So, here's a little challenge. Next time life throws a curveball, take a deep breath, accept it for what it is, and focus on what you can do next. Notice how others respond to your calm acceptance, and watch as they start to think about how you handle life with such grace. And if you're ready to embrace this powerful skill, drop a comment below with the words, "I accept what is." Let's see who's ready to face reality head-on and make an unforgettable impact through the power of acceptance. 8. Purposeful action. Make every move count. So folks, let's dive into our 8th skill that will make them think about you non-stop, is purposeful action. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly does that mean? Simply put, it's about making every move count. Instead of drifting through life, reacting to whatever comes your way, you're taking intentional, deliberate actions that align with your goals and values. And let me tell you, when people see that you live with purpose, it sticks with them. They start to notice how every decision you make seems to have meaning, and they can't help but think about you. Imagine this. You're working on a project, and instead of just doing the bare minimum to get by, you approach every task with intention. You know why you're doing what you're doing, and you're clear on the outcome you want. Your colleagues start to see that you're not just going through the motions, you're moving with purpose. And the kind of energy is magnetic. They start to think, wow, they really know what they're doing. And suddenly, you're the one they turn to for advice or inspiration. First, say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Epictetus. This Stoic wisdom reminds us that purposeful action isn't about being busy, it's about being intentional. When you align your actions with your goals, you become a force to be reckoned with. Someone who doesn't just float through life, but carves out a path that others can't help but notice. So here's the deal. When you live with purpose, you're not just doing things, you're making an impact. And that impact is what leaves a lasting impression on others, keeping you on their mind long after the interaction is over. Ready to start making your actions count? Drop a comment below with the words, "I move with purpose." Let's see who's ready to take control of their life and make every move memorable. 9. Gratitude for the present, the secret to being unforgettable. So folks, let's talk about the 9th skill that will make them think about you non-stop, is gratitude for the present. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Gratitude, really? How's that going to make me unforgettable? But here's the thing, gratitude is like a superpower in disguise. It's the simple act of appreciating the here and now, and when you master it, you radiate a positivity that's absolutely magnetic. Imagine this. You're having a conversation with someone, and instead of complaining about what's going wrong or stressing about the future, you focus on the good things happening right now. You express genuine gratitude for the moment, for the opportunity to connect, and for the simple joys of life. Suddenly, you're not just another person. They see you as a breath of fresh air, someone who brings light into their day. They start thinking about you more because you make them feel good, appreciated, and valued. Gratitude turns what we have into enough. This quote is a reminder that when you're grateful for the present, you're not just content, you're powerful. You show others that happiness isn't something to chase after. It's something you create right here, right now. And that's something people remember. They'll find themselves thinking, "I wish I could be as content and happy as they are." And just like that, you're living rent-free in their minds. Let's keep it light. Ever notice how much happier dogs are than humans? They're not worrying about tomorrow. They're just happy to be here right now with you. Be the human version of that dog. When you show gratitude for the present, you're living in the moment, and that's contagious. So here's a little challenge for you. Next time you're with someone, take a moment to express gratitude. It doesn't have to be a grand gesture. It could be something as simple as saying, "I'm really glad we're spending time together." Watch how that simple act of gratitude shifts the energy and leaves a lasting impression. And hey, if you're ready to start practicing gratitude and make yourself unforgettable, drop a comment below with the words, "Grateful for now." Let's see who's ready to appreciate the present and become the person everyone loves to think about. 10. Emotional intelligence, the secret sauce to being unforgettable. So folks, let's talk about our 10th and final skill, is emotional intelligence. Now, this might just be the secret sauce to making someone think about you non-stop. Why? Because emotional intelligence is all about understanding not just your emotions, but the emotions of others. It's like having a superpower where you can navigate the complex world of feelings with grace and insight, leaving a lasting impression on everyone you interact with. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Epictetus. This Stoic wisdom hits the nail on the head. Imagine this. You're in a heated discussion with a friend or a partner. Emotions are running high, and things could easily spiral out of control. But instead of reacting impulsively, you take a moment to understand where they're coming from. You listen, you empathize, and you respond thoughtfully. What happens next? Instead of a fight, there's a deeper connection. They'll remember how you made them feel heard and understood, long after the conversation ends. Emotional intelligence isn't just about managing your own emotions. It's about tuning into the emotions of others and using that understanding to build stronger, more meaningful connections. It's the kind of skill that makes people think, "Wow, they really get me," and that thought lingers. Whether it's at work, in friendships, or in romantic relationships, emotional intelligence makes you stand out as someone who's not just smart, but also deeply human. So, here's a challenge for you. Next time you're in a conversation, Focus on really listening and understanding the other person's emotions. Notice how it changes the dynamic and how much more connected you feel. And hey, if you're ready to start mastering emotional intelligence and make an unforgettable impression, drop a comment below with the words, "I feel you." Let's see who's ready to harness this powerful skill and become someone who's impossible to forget. So there you have it, folks, 10 powerful Stoic skills that will make them think about you non-stop. These aren't just skills, they're tools to help you become someone unforgettable, someone who leaves a lasting impression on everyone you meet. Now, here's what I want you to do. Take one of these skills and start applying it today. Whether it's mastering self-control, making rational decisions, or deepening your emotional intelligence, pick one and make it your focus. And when you do, come back and share your experience in the comments. Let's build a community where we learn from each other and grow together. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. By subscribing, you'll be joining a community dedicated to mastering Stoic principles and becoming the best version of ourselves. And remember, if there's one thing you take away from this video, let it be this. You have the power to shape how others think about you. Make sure it's unforgettable. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Stay strong, stay wise, and keep shining with that unique Stoic grace.